going to work with eagle pose and parsvottanasana, which I've kind of been doing a little bit of before. So I'm going to start off by coming onto the mat, to the floor. So if you have your soles of your feet flat to the floor and your knees are bent, and just settle yourself down, feeling the ground beneath. And then we're going to draw our knees in towards us and just rock from side to side. So just starting to ease into the hips a little bit and the lower back. And you can circle around a few times one way, circling a few times one way, and then circling a few times the other way, and just taking your time. If you're just joining, taking your time, circling a few times the other way. So really feeling into your hips and noticing how your hips are, and also as well as you circle the knees and you feel the hips, can you feel that relationship to the shoulders as well, just working into the shoulders as well. And then we're just going to stop and take the legs up towards the ceiling, and the hands can rest on the knees. And if you circle both ankles to the right, so you can feel that movement, just start to wake up the knees a little bit, and again working into the lower back and slowly, carefully working into the hips, and then circle the feet the other way or the ankles the other way. So really feeling how your ankles are, and strong ankles, strong feet really do help the knees and the rest of the legs stay strong. And then stop and just give the feet a little bit of a shake. That just improves circulation. It's always a good idea. Move the legs around a little bit and then stop. So feel the sensations in the legs. So physical sensations always kind of reset our mind and bring us to the present moment. And then we're going to take the arms up, and as the arms come up, allow the weight of the arms to rest in the shoulders. And can you feel the back of the shoulders resting on the floor? I'm going to cross the right knee on top of the left knee, right elbow on top of the left elbow, uncross, and then do the opposite. Left knee, left elbow, uncross, and do the opposite. And you can do quite small little movements, or you can go a little bit bigger if you like. Think about doing half circles or circles. Do whatever feels that allows your body to be able to do. So rocking or crossing, and then stop with the right knee on top and the right arm on top. Bend the knee, let the hands come to rest on the shoulders, and just rock a little bit from side to side again. It's a bit more difficult when we've got the arms and the knees crossed, so you can maybe feel more into the core muscles as you rock from side to side. And if it's too much for your knees or too much for your shoulders, don't cross the arms or the knees. And then come back to centre, take the arms up, take the legs up, stop for a few moments, almost though you're being suspended upside down, because you are. So you feel the weight resting into the shoulders, the weight resting into the hips. Then left knee goes on top, left elbow on top, open out, right knee, right elbow, open out. And then just continue. And again, you can go big or you can stay quite small, just doing whatever feels right for you. But can you take your attention to the back of your shoulders and the back of your hips? So those parts of you that are in contact with the ground, really finding the support beneath. And then when you're ready, just stop with the left elbow on top and the left knee on top. Bend the knees, let the hands come to rest on the shoulders and rock from side to side. Again, just easing into the muscles either side of the spine, and using your body weight to wake up the back of the body. Especially if you've been sitting down all day, or as we're doing with standing all day, the spine compresses, muscles become quite tight, and we're just using our own body weight to massage those kinks out of the muscles. And then come to centre, uncross, take the hands on top of the knees and ease the knees down, and again just rock from side to side, easing into the back of the body. And then in your own time, coming over onto your side, whichever side feels nice for you, coming onto your side. And we're just going to come into all fours. Let's make sure you can see me. So coming into all fours, let's give the hands a little bit of a shake. Lift up one knee at a time. Just find your position. If it's too much, if it really hurts in your wrist, you can take the hands a little bit further forward. You can put something, you can roll the mat so that the angle of the wrist is a little bit, is increased a little bit more. Or come onto the knuckles, or you can come onto the elbows, sort of see what feels doable for you. And then we're going to round or arch the spine. So the gaze goes towards the knees, we're going to that cat stretch, and then when you're ready and you take the gaze forward, you sink between the shoulders, sink at the back of the waist. Can you let the elbows just bend a little bit? And feel that takes the shoulders away from the ears without actually doing anything. And then when you round or you arch the spine, you're going to feel the elbows straighten or lengthen. And then when you let go and you sink between the shoulders, the gaze goes forward. If you bend the elbows ever so slightly, that just allows the shoulders to let go a little bit more. And round or arch the spine. And then sink. And then we'll just do a few little movements to help with our shoulders. So if you take your attention to your right arm, leave your right arm, as if possible, leave it as much as you can as it is, and just take the left elbow down and turn your head to the right. So that just lengthens those muscles from the side, the left ear, all the way down through to the waist. And then we bring the left elbow up, leave the left arm as much as possible as it is, as you bring the right elbow down, turn your head to the left, and then come back up. And then just do that once or twice more. So if the left elbow comes down, if possible, your head turns to the right. If the right elbow comes down, your head turns to the left. And just notice and be aware of where you feel any kind of sensation around the shoulders and the neck, because necks and shoulders can be really quite tight. And all we're trying to do is free up a little bit of movement. And then when you're ready, come to centre. So we're going to bring the hands a little bit closer together. And we're going to take the right arm behind the left arm. So just so the left elbow is on top. Then bring the elbows down. Then if possible, can you take the left elbow a little bit further over? So you really, if possible, you've got both elbows on the floor. And then round or arch the spine like we did before, those cat stretches. And then sink. So it's really opening the muscles between the shoulder blades and around the shoulder blades in the back of the body. So just doing those cat stretches again. Just feeling what's going on in the back of your shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift the elbows, uncross. Then the left elbow or left arm is going to go underneath the right one. And then bring the elbows down and see if you can take the right hand a little bit further over. So both elbows might be able to come onto the floor. And if you really round or arch the spine, feel that stretch between the shoulder blades in the back of the body. And then let go. And the gaze goes forward. You round or you arch the spine. And then let go. Just doing that a few times, really feeling what's going on in your shoulders, because it's hard to find those muscles in the back of our shoulders. And they really are quite strong, tough muscles. And then when you're ready, we just let go. Uncross the elbows. And then just come back up. And if you can, ease your hips back towards your heels and just rest back into child's pose. You don't have to bring your head on the floor. You can have the elbows down and just turn the palms up. Just fold the fingers in and out a few times. So we're just using the wrists in a different way. Whereas before the palms are facing down, now the palms are facing up. So we'll just try one more thing with the elbows on the floor. So if we come into all fours. So the hands can be a little bit wider perhaps than you think, but if you bend the elbows are pointing back towards your knees. They're not going out to the side, the elbows pointing back towards the knees. Round or arch the spine, get that sense of movement there, and then let go. And just move the shoulders around a little bit and just feel as though the weight of the shoulders can just rest down through the arms into the wrists. Then ever so carefully bring the elbows down. And when you bring the elbows down, find the hands, so the outside edge of the hands, the inside edge of the hands, the inside of the wrists, the outside of the wrists, and really rest down into the elbows. Let the shoulders settle. And then take your attention to the back of the waist and just round or feel as though you're being pulled up through the back of the waist. If possible, tuck your toes under. And as you rest down into the elbows, can you lift the knees? Can you let go of the weight of your head? So the weight of the head hangs, the neck lengthens, and the heels go away, and there's more space between the knees and the elbows. And then when you're ready, bring the knees back down and ease your hips back towards your heels. So we're just going to go again, but this time we'll go without bending the elbows. So if we come into all fours, we'll bend the elbows, but the elbows don't come down onto the floor. So this time we just soften, bend the elbows a little bit, so the elbows are coming back towards the knees. Move your head from side to side. Lift up one knee at a time, so toes are tucked under. So we're just going to try down dog. And eventually imagine the back of the waist is being drawn up to lift the knees, and the heels go towards the floor as the crown of the head moves forward. Well done. So imagine you have a really long spine. And then carefully lift the heels to bring the knees down and ease your hips back towards your heels. Just stop there for a few moments. And then we'll just try one more time. We'll try the one with the elbows on the floor, and then we'll try down dog again. So if you come into all fours, if you just take your attention to your shoulders and draw your shoulders up towards your ears, and then let the shoulders find a place that's comfortable. And keep the shoulders as easy as you possibly can as you bring the elbows down. And when the elbows come down, imagine the weight of the shoulders rest down into the elbows. The back of the waist, the curve at the back of the waist starts to draw up, and that allows the head or the neck to lengthen. Tuck your toes under, and as you rest down into the elbows, can you lift the knees? As you send the heels away, imagine the crown of the head moving forward past the hands almost, or the back of the head. And the space between the collarbones and the knees really widens and opens. Then carefully bring the knees down. Ease the hips back towards the heels. Turn your palms up. Fold the fingers in and out. So we're just going to try down dog again. And from down dog, we're going to come to stand. So if you come into all fours, the hands can be a little bit wider, a little bit further away. Just sort of adjust what feels right for your body. Bend the elbows ever so slightly, but really move, let go of your shoulders. See if you can find movement in the shoulder girdle, because it can be really fixed. And then we rest down through the arms into the bones of the hands as we lift up the knees. We let go of the shoulders as we send the heels towards the floor. We have a sense of wide shoulders. Crown of the head moves forward. And then from here, just see, is it possible? Can we start to walk the feet forward, or can we start to bring the hands back? And that's what allows us to come to stand. Oh, well done. So we're up. So we're going to take the feet at least hip width apart. And just for a few moments, just let the arms swing. They were laughing at me in my class this morning because this is one of my favourite things, is to really let the arms be heavy. And just so it really allows the shoulder girdle to free up ever so slightly. And then we come to centre, and we're going to take the right hand on the left shoulder and the left hand on the right. So the left elbow is on top. Focus the gaze. We're going to lift up the right heel. We're going to move the left or the hips around a little bit, and then bring the heel down. Bring up the left heel, or the other heel I should say, then move the hips around a little bit, and then bring the heels down. Right, so left elbow is on top. We're going to bring up the right knee, or bend the right knee. So still on the right, tips of the right toes, still on the tips of the right toes. Rock the knee from side to side. It's getting a little bit of movement there. And then see, is it possible to take that right knee over the top of the left knee? Can you bend the left knee ever so slightly? Can you lift the right foot? Just kind of see where you are. Focus your gaze. Make sure you're breathing. Then ever so carefully come back out, and then just shake the hands a little bit. Then the left hand goes on the right shoulder, right hand on the left shoulder. So right elbow is on top. We're going to lift up the left heel. Lift the left heel, rock the knee a little bit from side to side. Just noticing how that feels in your hip and around your lower body. And see, can we take that foot or that knee over the top of the right knee? If not, you just leave it as it is. Can you bend the standing leg a little bit more so you feel the standing foot become very, very strong? If possible, can you lift the left foot? Just sort of see if it's possible. Make sure you're not holding your breath, you know that you're breathing, and then carefully we come out. Give the hands a bit of a shake, or the legs a bit of a shake. So let's just try again. So right hand goes on the left shoulder, left hand on the right. Lift up the right heel, and then we're going to take, if you keep the left knee, standing leg a little bit bent, we're going to take the right knee over the top of the left knee, and then we're going to see if we can bend that standing leg, the left leg. Can we lift the right foot slightly off the floor. And remember, if you need to hold on to something or lean against the wall, or you can even do this sitting on a chair, you know, you do that. And then we come out and uncross. So it's just kind of the first stage to what we're looking to do, garudasana. So left hand goes on the right shoulder, right hand on the left. So the right elbow is on top. Lift up the left heel, rock the knee a little bit from side to side, and then the left knee goes over the top of the right knee, and you can kind of sit into that standing leg. So the right knee stays quite bent. Make sure you're breathing, focus your gaze, and then carefully we come out of it. Right, let's just have a go with the arms. So if we take the left left hand on the right shoulder, right hand on the left shoulder. Now if this is enough for you, you don't have to do any more than this. To do the full arms, we can open the arms out, the palms are facing up. So the elbow that's underneath, the right elbow, take that a little bit further underneath the left elbow. So the palm, if you look, your palms are now facing towards each other. Turn the wrists so the palms are facing away from each other. Move the shoulders around a little bit. Sometimes it helps if you lean forward because the shoulders have internally rotated anyway. So sometimes it helps to move forward. And then the hand that's underneath, so the right hand palm comes on the inside of the left wrist, or the palms might come together, or you can just take the hands back onto the shoulders. Just see where you are, and then you carefully come to stand. So you might just have the hands on the shoulders. Just see where you are. And then we let go. Give the arms a bit of a shake. So now the left hand, when we're done, right hand goes on the left shoulder, left hand on the right. That's it, left hand on the right. So left elbow is on top. So if this is enough for you, you stay here. If you want to do a little bit more, we can take the arms forward, so the palms are facing up. Then the hand that's underneath, the elbow underneath, the left elbow, take a little bit further over, past the right elbow. And then when we bend the elbows, if you look, the palms are facing towards you, and then turn the palms away so the backs of the hands are facing each other. So this internally rotates the shoulders. So if we lean forward, that sort of helps the movement. Wiggle the shoulders around a little bit. So the left hand, the one that's underneath, the left palm comes on the inside of the right wrist, or the palms might come together. See where you are, you know, just whatever's happening. And then when we lift, we let the elbows drop, or the hands might just be on your shoulders, and then come out. So it's a really good one at making a lot of space and really opening up, drawing out the back of the body, because usually, you know, we don't usually work those muscles. So we'll try again. We're just going to it a different way. So we can bring the right elbow forward and the left elbow under. So now the palms are facing away from each other, or backs the hands together. The hand that's underneath, the left hand goes on the inside of the right wrist. If it feels easier, you can lean forward because the shoulders move forward anyway. Maybe the palms come together, or just on the inside, or the thumbs might come together, or the hands can be on the shoulders, and then you come to stand, and then let go. Then bring the left elbow forward, the right one goes underneath, and then the right hand, so the palms are facing away from each other. You can lean forward, the right hand comes on the inside of the left wrist, or the palms might come together. Wiggle the shoulders round a little bit. If you round the spine as well, draw the chin in, all those things help that forward bending movement. And then when you let go, we lift. And then we give the arms a bit of a shake. Right, let's just try to do that with the legs. Or we do the legs separately and we bring it all together. So if we focus your gaze, make sure you're breathing, lift up the right heel, focus the gaze, make sure that the standing leg wants to be a little bit bent, just makes it easier to take the leg over. Then the right knee goes over the top of the left knee. This really opens the outside of the right hip. If possible, you lift the right knee. The full position is the foot goes behind the left calf, but unless that's easy for you, the standing leg has to be quite bent, so you can just think about lifting the foot off the floor, or keep the foot on the floor and then come out. Equalise the weight with the feet, soften the knees. We lift up the left heel, then the left knee goes over the top of the right knee if possible. The right knee is quite bent, focus your gaze. If possible, you can lift up the left foot, and the left foot might go behind the calf of the right foot, but the standing leg has to be quite bent, and then come out. Right, so let's try with the arms. So we're going to bring the right elbow forward, and the left one goes under. So if the left elbow is under, then the left knee is going to go on top. So we can lean forward, that helps the rotation of the shoulders, and the left hand might go on the inside of the right wrist, or the hands, the fingertips might just touch, or the thumbs. Just see where you are with it, and then we come to stand. So left elbow is underneath. We're going to lift up the left heel and take the left knee over the top of the right knee. You can keep the toes on the floor, or you can lift the foot off the floor. Just see where you are, or you might be able to wrap that left foot behind the right calf. If you come out, it's fine. We just start again and then come out. Make sure you're breathing, because I don't think I've been breathing at all. So stop there for a few moments, and then we bring the left elbow forward. Now the right one goes under. If the right arm goes under, the right knee will go over. So to bring the hand, you can have the hands on the shoulders. You can keep the hands like that to sort of ease into the shoulders a little bit more. Lean forward, can round the spine. Then the right hand, the one that's underneath, right hand goes on the inside of the left wrist. The palms might come together, or just the thumbs, or resting on the shoulders. And then we lift the spine, and then we bring the right heel up, focus the gaze, bend the left knee, because if this is enough for you, you don't have to do any more than this. Then take the right knee over, the right toes can stay on the floor, or you can lift the right foot, or the right foot might go behind the back of the right calf. But just sort of see where you are, and then carefully you come out. So stop there for a few moments, and again you can just swing the arms a little bit. And because we've been doing all these things with the arms forward, we just see if we can do something with the arms behind. So first of all, if you just clasp the wrists a little bit, and let's just stretch the backs of the legs. So if we bring the right foot forward, lift the back heel up and down a few times. Then as the back heel goes down, send the crown of the head forward, so the spine is just parallel to the floor. Just see how that feels. Stop for a few moments. Think of the elbows widening, shoulders widening. Feel the weight resting into the feet. Rest down into the heels to bring yourself back to stand, and step back. Give the arms a little bit of a shake. And then again, just take the hands behind you. Let the shoulders drop. And then take the left foot forward. You can lift the back heel up and down a few times. Just settle into that sense of connection to the ground. Then as the back heel goes down, send the crown of the head forward. So just parallel to the floor. And imagine you're sending your elbows apart to widen between the shoulder blades. Feel the breath in the body, and then carefully rest into the feet to bring yourself up to stand and step back. Give the arms a bit of a shake. So we're just going to work into, so this is at the front, we're just going to work into this when we take the hands behind. So again, give the arms a little bit of a shake. So if we know when the hands are in front, the palms are facing down, elbows are quite wide. When the elbows come in, that takes the hands up. So the closer your elbows come in, the more likely you are to find this position behind. So don't worry about bringing the palms together, because there's an arch in the palm of the hands. We don't want to flatten the palms. It's just the fingertips and the thumbs. So if we start with the hands in this position, palms facing down, and then as carefully as we can we take the hands behind, so the palms facing down. And then again, no, this has internally rotated the shoulders. The shoulders have moved forward. So let the spine do what it wants to do. So round yourself forward a little bit, because the shoulders have gone forward. Now as we bring the elbows closer in, can you bring the fingertips and the thumb together? As the elbows come in, the shoulders drop, become more neutral. And as the closer the elbows come in, the higher the hands can go up behind you. And then you lift the spine. And just see where you are. Can you move the shoulders? The hands might be like that, or so you just kind of see where you are, and then let go. Give the hands a bit of a shake. Well done. We just do one thing with the wrist, just kind of ease into the wrist. So if you hold on to the right forearm, just circle the right wrist. If you hold the forearm, it just stops the bones of the arms taking over, so you're really using the wrist, and then circle in the opposite direction. And then give the right hand a bit of a shake, and then hold the left forearm and circle the left wrist. A few times one way and then the other way. And then we'll just try that movement, parsvottanasana. We'll just try that again. So if we start off taking the right foot forward, so right, not too big or not too wide or anything, like just comfortable step forward. So hands are in front, palms facing down. Now take the hands behind you, palms facing down. That might be enough for you. You might not want to do any more than that. The longest fingers are touching. Now as you bring, so the shoulders have moved forward, so you can go forward a little bit. Then as you move forward, draw the elbows in to take the hands up. The fingertips and thumb might come together. Let go of the shoulders. Let the shoulders be a little bit more neutral. And then maybe you can allow the crown of the head to come down. And the elbows are coming in towards the waist. Be aware that you're breathing, and you rest down into the feet to bring yourself back up to stand. Well done. And then you step back. Give the hands a bit of a shake. Left foot steps forward. And then again, palms facing down, elbows are wide. When we take the hands behind us, elbows stay wide. You don't have to do any more than that. If that's enough for you, that's enough. Know that when we take the arms behind us, the shoulders move forward. So if you let yourself go forward a little bit, that just helps release the shoulders. They become more neutral. Then perhaps you can bring the elbows closer in. Then perhaps the hands will go a little bit higher up the spine. Then perhaps you can allow the crown of the head to come down. And you feel the breath in the back of the body. And then you rest down into the feet to bring yourself back up to stand. Then you come out. And just circle the shoulders around a little bit and let go. Maybe wiggle the wrists, waggle the wrists, whatever movement that is. And then again, this little thing. Let the arms go. The arms might feel really long now. Just sort of see how that feels. And then we're going to ever so carefully, as we rock from side to side, start to come back down onto the floor, or the hands towards the floor. So you can bend the knees ever so slightly, so your hands might come onto the floor. Just see how that feels. Walk the hands forward a little bit. You go into a bit of a down dog shape, but let the elbows bend so we're not sort of tightening anything up. Then eventually the heels might come up to bring the knees down, and if it feels doable, ease the hips back towards the heels. Stop there for a few moments. And then when you're ready, carefully just come over onto your back. So just as we started the class, coming onto your backs. So soles of your feet flat to the floor, knees are bent. And if you place your hands just around the base of the ribs, just to really have a sense of the shoulders can really widen and rest down into the floor. Draw your chin slightly down, or imagine the crown of your head being pulled away. Draw your chin slightly down. And then let go. And underneath your hands and around your shoulders, you might feel your body rest a little bit deeper into the floor. Again, imagine there's a cord drawing the crown of your head away as you draw the chin slightly down. So the back of your head stays on the floor. Underneath your hands, you feel the abdominal area tighten a little bit, and then you let go. And you might feel the shoulders and the belly and the spine and the body rest a little bit more. And then notice if you can feel your breath coming in. And then as you breathe out, really allowing your body to settle and to rest and to quieten down. And just allowing all those movements that we've been doing, quite a lot of movements in the last half hour or so, to really land and be felt in your body. So notice how your shoulders are and how your hips are. But ultimately, how you are, how your breath is, and how you feel. And then to come out of the practice, just starting to move fingers, moving your toes, roll your head It's a bit from side to side. You can stretch the arms overhead. Stretch away through the legs if they're still bent, just having a big stretch through the body. So really bringing yourself back to where you are. You can open the eyes if they're closed, and then in your own time, just coming onto your side. So obviously always taking your time and coming out at the correct pace for you, or appropriate pace for you. And eventually coming to sit up.